Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome to the Austin Tatum Show. We got to talk about a lot of crazy stuff. Miss Rachel with her lying self, she's in hot water. I cannot wait to show you what she said. Mr. Cuomo think he a tough guy talking crazy to Scott Jennings. That's a mess. Gavin Newsom decided to open his mouth in Davos instead of being in his state, making his state great again. Before we talk about any of that, we have breaking news. Them nut jobs that went into that church now have been arrested. Welcome to the Austin Tatum Show.
If you don't believe that we are in a fight today, you're sleeping under a rock. If you get hit and you lay down and you cry and you fold up in the corner, definitely you will not win the fight. We show up to win. Our culture needs a lot of you young people in here to step up and stand out. There is nothing or no principality, power, division, devil can stop us when we're united. They can only get you when you're divided. When I see the American flag, I see us progressing to something that can be awesome and great. And if you don't plan on winning things, you might as well go home today.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back to the Austin Tatum Show. One day I'm going to get my intro right, but we have a whole bunch of tremendous stuff to talk about. I cannot wait to show y'all this. Can I warn you real quick? This is probably going to be one of the craziest live streams you're going to see. The clips that we have of Cuomo, these nut jobs getting arrested, it's out of control. It's like unbelievable. So you guys don't want to miss it. Make sure you stay tuned. Tell your friends, send a message to your mama and them, share this live stream so they can jump on here and watch it so they can have the truth and not be deceived and lied to by the mainstream media. I want to first of all give a shout out to Verdict, and I want to know your verdict. Are you guilty or not guilty? And I'm a not guilty guy. Jim, who's my business partner, is a guilty guy. You let me know which side you on. The guilty verdict is a straight bourbon, 6-year, and it is smooth and delicious, bold, flavorful, you name it, it has it. When you visit the website, you'll be able to look at the profile. I'm more of a not guilty guy, all right? I love my bourbon to have a hint of sweetness to it. The not guilty has a hint of brown sugar in it. So it tastes really, really good, goes really, really well with old fashions, or you can sip it neat. I know that we're in a competition right now, so I want to know when you purchase, who gonna purchase what? Because Jim is going for the guilty, and I'm saying that the non-guilty will be most prevalent. And I'll say this too, for the people that are entry level into bourbon, the not guilty is a simpler option for you because it has a little bit of sweetness in it. So go to Verdict Reserve Spirits. Verdict Reserve Spirits. We'll put the link in the description section. You can go there and give the best bourbon in America a try. All right, let's get to these arrests. I couldn't wait. I now have to, in part, retract a little bit of what I said because I said they ain't going to do sugar honey iced tea to these people. They going to do what they always do, just let them run free. And if they were Republicans, they'd be in prison. But to my shock and excitement, to be quite honest, they arrested these fools. Arrest. Thank God. Ain't no way in the world you gonna run up in a church and not go to jail over it. That's not protest. You protest outside. That's private property. You are thwarting another person's constitutional rights for them to have the freedom to assemble and worship their God. I would say this if it was a mosque, even though I don't like Islam. Or I don't agree with Islam. If you go into a mosque, if you're a Christian and you run up in a mosque, think you're going to preach or that's silly. We live in America. You don't do that. But let's play the clip of these fools getting arrested. Let's start with the first announcement from Pam Bundy. Roll it.
Moments ago. Remember that church incident on Sunday in Minneapolis? The AG Pam Bondi posted this, all right? I'm reading now. Minutes ago, at my direction, HSI and FBI agents executed an arrest in Minnesota. So far, we've arrested okay, we'll come back to that. So far, we have arrested Nikema Levy-Armstrong, who allegedly played a key role in organizing the coordinated attack on City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota. We will share more updates as they become available. Listen loud and clear. We do not tolerate attacks on places of worship, end quote. I want you to react to that, Paul. But on Monday, Tricia McLaughlin was on with Dana and me. And part of her answer said, I think we will be seeing mugshots very soon. She was tipping her hand that arrests were on the way, and this is the first one that's been made.
Yeah, and look, there's going to be very, very little that they can do in defense of this, because it's on film, and for once they didn't cover their faces. Now here is the thing that's going to come out of this. You have her under arrest. Now you're going to get the communications, and this is where it starts to spider web out. You start to see who was talking to who showed up in regard, including Don Lemon. How much did they all know going in? That imports things like conspiracy charges, which can be quite heavy. There's criminal civil rights charges that are implicated in the church incident.
This is also because one of the things that we found out about that was that they were targeting them because they were privileged white supremacists.
We talked about that earlier in the week. Not only did that come out in the video and that they said something like that in the church, but then after the fact, Lemon talks about exactly that, putting a racial overtone in the whole thing, which potentially could import a hate crime.
Exactly. That's what this is. And I know my wife, she hates when I talk about a hate crime. She's like, it's just a crime. I'm like, no, there is what they call it, an added charge to when you do something with the motive of being hateful towards another person by action, meaning that it's aggravated if you go into a church and you do it because you're going after white people. And the reason why that's the case, because people used to do this against black people. And therefore, you are now aggravated the crime that you have committed. Same thing with being a part of a criminal gang syndicate, which means that if you do a crime or a robbery on behalf of a gang, that's aggravated charging. That means that you're going to get a heightened sentence. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. You going and attacking people based on their religion and based on their race, that's an aggravated, added-on charge that we don't need people to be doing that stuff in America. And look what this dummy said before she got arrested. I mean, they so brazen, like you said, they didn't cover their face. They're doing interviews on CNN. This, to be honest, you a dumb criminal. This is like going on a thing and snitching on yourself. Like the rappers rap about a crime they committed. You going on CNN and boasting about a crime. She's literally going to articulate elements of a crime on CNN. Roll the clip.
And I do want to correct something that was said in the beginning. We did not rush into that church. We actually went and sat down and participated in the service.
Premeditation.
And after the pastor prayed, that is when I stood up and asked him a question in response to his prayer. And then he responded to me. And then I proceeded to ask him about
disruption.
Pastor David Easterwood and how is it possible for him to serve as both the pastor and the director of ICE for Minnesota. And instead of responding to me, as soon as I said the name David Easterwood, the pastor said, shame, shame. And that is when I led us in chants, justice for Renee Good and hands up, don't shoot. So I want to clarify that. We didn't rush in. We didn't bust in. We were a part of the service until I got up and posed that question to the pastor.
Now, why in a funnel cake do this woman think that makes any sense? You are admitting to a crime. You just said you coordinated and premeditated a group of people to go and sit in at the church. And you premeditated your disagreement with his prayer. Then you admitted that you got up with the rest of the people and led them in disorderly conduct. And the pastor asked you to leave. You then refused to leave. You then articulated that you targeted the church because of a person that worked for the government that was a part of the church. Now look at this fool in handcuffs. You want a mug shot? Put that ugly mug on there. You had no business whatsoever doing that at a church, disrespecting the house of the Lord. And then the woman claimed that she a reverend. Like, on top of that being a sin, what are you saying, sister? What are you saying? All right, let's get to the next person. Another arrest. This dummy. He got his 10 minutes of fame. I'm Mr. Bearded guy. Because these leftists are gassing him up. Well, let's see what he had to say about his arrest. Roll the clip.
They've just arrested Nakima Armstrong for our protest on Sunday. You know, my lawyers tell me they have no case. This use of the FACE Act and the KKK Act is complete bullshit. But let's be honest, they don't fucking care. They don't believe in the rule of law. They're fascists. They're now going after fucking the Clintons for the Epstein files. What the fuck? God damn people. When will you stop fucking acting like everything's normal and going about your fucking days? Get in the fucking streets now. It's time to shut this country down. We are at fascism. The republic has fucking fallen. Please, Americans, please stand up for something. Do not be the same as those in 1930s Germany, because right now that's exactly what you're all fucking doing. Please wake the fuck up.
Hey, little mama, come on to Arizona with that tough talking. Come on and put your fascism stuff to play in the great state of Arizona. You weenie. Now let's say this before we play the other clip of him. Somebody need to find out who his lawyer is. Because your lawyer lied to you, boy. Your lawyer worked for Donald Trump or something. He's an informant. He told you to get online and admit to crimes. And now look at you. You've got arrested. And they're going to find out all that child porn you got on your computer and all that other stuff you probably doing. Like the people that are the craziest and that are the most arrogant and that talk like this, walk like this, act like this, they be doing crazy stuff behind the scenes. And they're so arrogant that they're throwing rocks at people and they live in a glass house. It would be very funny if this guy had inappropriate stuff on his phone. He trying to meet up with minors. He looked like a person like that. And yet he's screaming to the mountaintop that he hate Donald Trump. That's what you get, shawty. You talking all that tough talk. And let me say this. Let's play clip 4 and then I'm going to give some commentary. Before we get to this dummy, she got arrested too. Big mama. Big hamburger heifer. Look like she needs some Ozempic. What she should have been doing was she should have been running in the street burning for some fat instead of running her mouth. You doing the wrong running, sister. I'm just keeping it real with you. Hot yellow. You know what I'm saying? You gonna live to 55 if you keep up with this. Cardiovascular and that heart pumping overtime. And you after doing stupid stuff. Let me hold off on that. We're going to get to Davos here in a minute because Gavin Newsom decided to go on the stage in a foreign country and talk tough when his state is taking a poo-poo. Bring Big Mama back on the screen. They arrested her too. And let me say this to Pam Bundy. Pam, if you listening to me, ma'am, everybody that went in that church need to go to jail. You could cut the head off the snake, but you still got to get rid of the snake. You can't just let it lay out there and its tail still doing this. These people were all complicit in criminal activity at the church. Every single person that endeavored in disrupting the church and refused to leave after a reasonable request should be arrested. Y'all threw a fit on January 6th, and y'all indicted everybody involved, even people that wasn't even there, that thought about coordinating it. Geolocating people's phones, showing up at their doors. Y'all should do the same thing with these people. That is not American for you to disrupt the place of worship to push your false agenda in a coordinated and premeditated attack. Let's get to Davos. I don't know how a woman is married to this guy. How do you wake up every day knowing that your husband is fake? And he's an actor. He's a character in a Netflix series. This dude is not a real person. I bet you $1 million when Gavin Newsom is at home, he's a different person than he is on the stage. I could put my life on it. This guy is completely acting. Listen to what this fool said. I got a couple clips. I got 4 clips I want to show you guys. Listen to what he said about Donald Trump and Donald Trump canceling his speech and all the other stupidity that he's spewing at the World Economic Forum when he shouldn't even be there, to be honest. Well, you ain't even a world leader. What you doing? Roll the clip.
And what's happening across my country and what happened here in Davos. I was going to speak last night. It was a well-established event at the USA House. Simple conversation, discussion after Trump's speech. They made sure that I didn't. They made sure it was canceled. And that's what's happening in the United States of America. Freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech. It's America in reverse. They're censoring historical facts. They're rewriting history. They're censoring books, 4,340 books, libraries, and in schools, banned in the United States of America.
Time out.
You're watching.
Like, you should go to jail over stuff. Like lying this bad about your country, it should be like, you should go to jail. But thank God we live in a free society and you can be stupid enough to go to another country and completely lie. Banning books. Why don't you tell the people why the books are being banned? You don't hear talking about we rewriting history. Fool, you can't rewrite history. What they're doing is they're banning books that are inappropriate, that's telling history the wrong way, lying about history, indoctrinating our kids with over-sexualization. Why can't you tell them that? This fool out here talking about they're obstructing freedom of assembly, but you don't talk about them lunatics going into that church. Like I don't make it. You can't make this up. Finish the clip.
Institutions, any institution of independent thinking is under assault and attack by the Trump administration.
Really?
You're seeing
Really?
what's playing out in the streets of American cities, what played out in California, the second largest city in the United States of America. 4,000 National Guard were federalized. 700 active duty Marines were not sent overseas. They were sent to my largest city in the state of California.
Time out. Gavin Newsom, tell them why. And tell them what they did when they got there. Like, be honest about it. Roll the clip.
Greg Bovino, dressed up. It's as if he literally went on eBay and purchased SS garb. Greg Bovino, secret police, private army, masked men, people disappearing quite literally, no due process, windows being smashed, seatbelts on, being, literally just sort of cut off, people dragged in the streets, kids separated from families, knocking on doors, racially profiling American citizens. So is it surprising the Trump administration didn't like my commentary and wanted to make sure that I was not allowed to speak? No, it's consistent with this administration and their authoritarian tendencies. Forgive me, these are objective facts.
Listen, bruh, if America was authoritarian, you wouldn't be at Davos running your mouth. You wouldn't be able to come back to the United States of America if you were disrespecting a country and we were authoritarian. What are you even saying right now? You have the right and freedoms to criticize our government in a foreign country at the World Economic Forum. But yet you claim that it's somehow Donald Trump is creating a false army. That means that you won't live when you get back to America. Why you ain't in jail if they're targeting people? It's the lies, man. I don't know how this man with a straight face get up in an economic forum and just trash his own country, and it's all lies. Tell them about all the sex offenders that they arrested. Tell them about all the criminals they arrested. People that are involved in criminal foreign gangs. You claim that there's no due process. Well, you shouldn't get due process on the way out if you didn't do due process on the way in. What the are we talking about? You didn't go to court to get in, so why we got to go to court to get out? The same way you came in, the same way you going out, undocumented. So what are we saying here? I heard a guy make a clip the other day, and I was like, that's how silly this is. He go, I don't know what the problem is. These people are illegally in the country, and they have to leave now. What are we even saying? We can't go to any other country and do that. Go to Sweden without your passport and just walk through the connecting border to Sweden and just walk in. What do you think they're going to do to you in Sweden if you do that? But in America, that just is supposed to be okay. All right, let's see. Gavin says that he's not naive. Wrote a clip.
Do you think post-Trump there's a path back? Because you see this everywhere, the kind of insult politics that you're doing here, which you said you don't really enjoy it. You kind of seem to.
I just putting a mirror up. You got to. I was doing my 10-point plans before, and I don't think any of you would have been here this morning had I done that.
Oh, they would have been here.
No, because it wasn't working. No, everyone's trying to figure this guy out.
How do you a Mark Carney crowd?
Yeah, no, but it's how do you?
So what he's saying is that I was throwing my 10-point plans out that you've been throwing out since you've been in office and ain't done sugar honey iced tea. That's why nobody listened to your 10-point plan. What do you you're gonna finish the light? You're gonna finish the high-speed rail that y'all wasted billions of dollars on and ain't built a mile of it? I don't know. Your 10-point plan about homelessness. 20-some billion dollars that nobody know where it went. And homelessness is worse now than it ever been before. Gavin, what plan are you talking about? You guys are letting illegal aliens vote in the elections? Like, that's why you're not talking about your 10-point plan. Because it's washed up, it's old, it's bad. Nobody want to hear it because you ain't really truthfully going to do anything. So you do fear-mongering. You do identity politics. You do, fighting fire with fire, you say. Arguing online, trying to be viral. Clickbaity. That's how you think you're going to win an election and favorability with the people. You don't actually have to do anything. You just have to argue with people because that's viral online. Finish the clip.
Okay, how do you respond to this moment? And for me, it's about iteration. It's an entrepreneurial spirit. It's a very California mindset. You got to keep increasing the number of tries. And I was trying everything, wasn't working, wasn't breaking through. Democratic Party, writ large, wasn't breaking through. And we decided the only way to address Trump is quite literally to fight fire with fire. I did an initiative, Prop 50 in California. It was to reflect the fact that Donald Trump called an American politician and said in the middle of the decade to the governor of the state of Texas, I am entitled, Greg Abbott, to 5 seats. And I need you to redraw district lines, mid-year redistricting, to rig the 2026 election before one vote is cast. What the Trump administration expected we were going to do, as good Democrats do, we might write an op-ed. And we may, all go out and just say, this is just so wrong. And all of us would be applauding and say, yes, yes. And, as he's consolidating power. Instead, we went out and we redraw our maps.
Oh, time out.
And we also drew.
I probably was distracting y'all with all them hand gestures, but this fool just said the Republicans redrew their map, which is corruption, right? Is it corruption? He's alluding to this being corruption. So we go out and be corrupt. Is that what you're saying? So therefore, Greg Abbott should be in trouble. Donald Trump should be in trouble, and so should you. Are you really going down this path of saying that they committed some nefarious thing and you did the same thing? And finish clip.
The line in the sand.
I got 2 more clips, but we'll finish this.
That's what's required at this moment. And he assesses out weakness like no one else. That's his great strength. That's his gift. But you punch back. You fight fire with fire. You display conviction and strength. It's a different relationship. And so my relationship to this moment is reflected in that. I'm not naive. These guys are going to try to take me down, not just my state. I'm not naive about what I've said this morning and how that will be reflected in the official White House account. I'm not naive about the fact that he threatened to prosecute the Fed chief in the United States of America that has subpoena against another sitting governor, Tim Walz, who's literally going after his enemies with the FBI and the DOJ, these power ministries.
You're not going to talk about that Somalian fraud, bro? Like, you're not even going to bring that connection to the people. This is why I exist and others do. Because these people get in front of the world and lie. Tim Walz isn't being indicted because somehow Donald Trump wants to go against him. He has no effect on Donald Trump. He already mentioned he's not running for re-election. So he don't have any leverage. Tim Walz was involved potentially in one of the biggest fraud schemes ever in Minnesota history. You got billions of dollars of fraud from Somalians that you allowed to come into your state. That's why you're getting indicted. How do you lie with a straight face like this? Finish the clip.
I'm not naive about any of this. I'm not naive about the corruption and the graft at a scale we've never seen in American history. I'm not naive about folks writing billion-dollar checks to Witkoff, to Jared Kushner for this new peace deal they're announcing today. I'm not naive about the fact the President of the United States made $1.5 billion+ in the last 12 months personally, how the hell are we putting up with this? We have to call this out. Unprecedented in American history, happening in real time on our watch. We have to be held to a higher level, all of us, myself notably, to a higher level of accountability at this moment.
Can y'all endure 2 more clips of Gavin Newsom? Let me know in the comment section. Can y'all endure? Just put the word guilty if you don't want to endure. Put the word not guilty if you want to endure. Let me know which one y'all want, real quick. Let's see who wins. Who's winning? No more clips? No more clips. All right, good. I'm ready to get on. But I got something to show you guys when it comes to Stephen A. Smith real quick. So this is Stephen A. Smith's articulation of his thoughts about Gavin Newsom. I got to bring Stephen A. on. Let me know if you want to put Stephen or put A for Stephen A. if you want me to bring him on the show. But Stephen A. said something that I thought was very simplistic. It's a minute clip, a minute and 40-second clip. Very reasonable and simplistic about this whole Gavin Newsom thing. Roll the clip.
Gavin Newsom. Respectfully, what are you doing? You're the governor of the state of California in the United States of America. Why are you over in Davos, Switzerland, talking to folks and speaking negatively about the president of the United States? I have no problem with Gavin Newsom being candid and open about his feelings about our president on United States soil. To go over to another country, Switzerland, to go over there and to be in the presence of other European leaders speaking against the president of the United States. I'm not down with that. Y'all might be. I'm not down with that at all. Say whatever you want here as a governor from the opposite side of the aisle of a state in the United States on American soil, fine. But I'm one of those people, when we go somewhere else, it's America first. You know, our problems, our problems. But we ain't taking dirty laundry outside. You don't go on a world stage to disrespect your own house, which is the United States of America. I don't like that at all. Not even a little bit.
Do y'all agree with that? I just think that what's your end goal here? You want to trash the sitting president to the world. Why? You should be focused on your own state. Now, let me show you something that's even crazier than what I just been talking about. I got something crazier. And y'all may know this hoochie mama. Having a bad hair day and want to look like a victim. Look like somebody interrogating this fool. Bring Miss Rachel up here. Miss Rachel lied like a mud, man. Miss Rachel already pushing anti-Jewish propaganda. I seen it a mile away. Miss Rachel lied. I don't know why her nappy head self got on the screen and want a fake cry to make you feel bad. Miss Rachel is a dirty dog. Don't let your kids watch this dirty dog lying and being deceptive. Let me tell you what. If I can prove Miss Rachel lied, y'all, I know none of y'all watching. I'm talking about, tell your auntie and them with her silly self. And your cousin them and your sister-in-law, mother-in-law with their silly self. Go tell them that if Miss Rachel lied about this, which I'm going to prove, then, and this is just me, I can't prove that she lied technically, but I can give you enough reason to believe that she more than likely lied about this. Go tell your people that they can't watch it no more. Roll the clip of what this fool tried to lie to the public about. Roll it.
So I thought I deleted a comment and I accidentally hit like and hide. I don't know how or why. I've accidentally
Stop it. Stop it. She said, bruh, she said, I thought I deleted, but I accidentally hit like and hide. How you think you did an action, but you actually did two actions? Like, what do you think? We not babies. Miss Rachel, we not babies. You a baby talking to us? I'm sorry, I think I hit the wrong button. A little kid may believe you. We grown, fool. We know you didn't do. We know you didn't accidentally thought you hit one, but I'm gonna show y'all. Let her finish, and then I'm gonna show you why she just lying. Roll a clip.
So I thought I deleted a comment and I accidentally hit like and hide. I don't know how or why. I've accidentally liked comments before. It happens. Like, I'm a human who makes mistakes. I would never agree with an anti-Semitic thing like the comment. We have Jewish family. A lot of my friends are Jewish. I delete anti-Semitic comments. I have proof because yesterday somebody messaged me. There was a comment that said that. So I said, yes, I saw that and I deleted it because that's what I thought happened. And then I said, I hate anti-Semitism. And so the internet, I guess, has picked it up, believing that that's what happened. I feel like we can't be human anymore online. Like, we can't
lie
and I'm
anymore.
so sorry for the confusion it caused. I'm so sorry if anyone thought that I would ever agree with something horrible and anti-Semitic like that. I don't want to say that it is okay to be human and it's okay to make mistakes. And I'm old, so I am not as good with touching things online, I guess. I have liked things by accident before it's happened, and I've been like, oh my gosh, let me unlike that. I can't believe I accidentally liked that. Like, it's happened to me before, and my advocacy is wonderful and beautiful, and I'm so proud of it. And there's nothing wrong with it, and it shouldn't be controversial.
Shut up.
To say.
Shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I got to treat her like a kid. Shut your mouth right now. Ma'am, you have not stood up for Israelis one time. You have not done any advocacy for the people that were killed on October the 7th. You have done nothing. You were at an award ceremony with Free Gaza and Palestinians and all kind of pins and stuff on your. You have had all the Jew haters on your show that ain't got nothing to do with kids crying for Palestine. What are you saying that you lied? Just say you accidentally, at least your lie could have been believable. I accidentally hit the like button, I didn't mean it. That would have been easy. Just say you accidentally hit the like button, you believe it. You said you like and hid instead of deleting. Come on, pull up on the screen. Y'all can't watch it no more after this. I mean, if you want to watch it, that's up to you. You silly anyway if you're watching her. But let's pull up on the screen. Pull up the proof text. I think first let's go to the lineage of what we described before we start the show. Let's go through those clips in order. So the first one I think was going to be, we described it. The first one's going to be the other clip. No. It was going to be the girl's message to her. So let me read this real quick and you can see her response, then we're going to go through the proof text, all right? It says, hi, Rachel. Just wanted to let you know there's a comment under your last post that says free America from the Jews. That says liked by the author. Now think about this. She couldn't have hid it if others can see it. So she never hid it. She clearly liked it. But when she got busted that she liked it because of her anti-Semitic behavior, she was proud enough to say, I'm gonna like it and I'll deny it if I get caught. So the lady goes on and says, I'm not sure if it was an accident, so I wanted to let you know. This is what she write her back. Deleted? How horrible. Oh, wait, let me check. I did delete one like that. Well, wait a minute, one like that. Did you delete the thing or did you not? Because you're telling her you deleted one like that, not the one that you saw. Then she goes on to say, yeah, I believe I deleted that earlier, right? When I saw, I deleted that earlier, right when I saw it. I hate anti-Semitism. Now let's go through how this is what it showed. The people could visibly see it. She never hid it. Now let's go to how do you not like or delete comments? Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to be smart to realize what went on here. When you're on your cell phone, which is probably what she was on, if you want to like something and hide it, you have to go all the way to the side, hit the like button, and you have to go all the way to the button underneath next to reply and hit hide. There's no accident. You can't hit two buttons at the same time. And you can't hide it before you like it. So she had to intentionally go and hit like and then hide. Now we know she never hit hide, like she said, because everybody could see that she liked it. Now, if you want to delete something, you got to hold the comment down, and then this pops up. And you got to scroll all the way down to hit delete. There's no accidentally doing one of the 2 or 3 of those things. There's an action of holding, and they did it intentionally. That's the way Meta did it, so you don't accidentally do any of these things. You hold it down, this pops up. You scroll down in the red, you put report, block, or delete. Now put this in perspective, y'all. This is how you know that hamburger heifer lying. Put the screen back up. Why didn't she report the comment? The comment is disgusting. She hates anti-Semitism, remember? Why did she click report? Why didn't she put block? She claims she deleted it. What? Lies. Now, I'm going to get to the clip of the day. Now, I don't know what crack cocaine Chris Cuomo hit, meth, speedball. I don't know what he hit before he got on camera and said this, but I don't know who he is anymore. I was starting to like the guy. I say, you know what? He's been a dummy his whole career on television. But you know what? Everybody's had their dumb moments. He's come around the block. I remember on the clip I said, man, he seemed like a guy you go have a bourbon with, smoke a cigar with, hang out. He's probably a cool dude. Either his wife told him to do this or he hit some drugs and decided to lose his mind and go on camera and talk about Scott Jennings. Listen to what he said about Scott Jennings. It's insanity. Roll the clip.
You see this clip of Scott Jennings saying, how are you going to enforce it? How are you going to enforce me not saying the word illegals anymore? How are you going to do that?
Say illegals anymore because ICE is directly targeting legal citizens of this country. And how
are you going to enforce your edict on me, just out of curiosity?
Edict.
Listen, I understand.
But just listen to his point about illegal.
No, what are you, bully now? What are you, tough guy? Because you're talking to this kid who happens to be right, calling people illegals. They're called illegal aliens in the law. And you know what? A long time ago, Republicans and Democrats switched to undocumented. Why? Because it seems inhuman.
Time out. Woo! Republicans and Democrats? Mofo, I ain't seen a single Republican call them undocumented. They call them illegal aliens. You know why they call them illegal aliens? Because it's still in the statute. There is no undocumented definition in the statute. When people are prosecuted and they go to court, they do not consider, or they do not call them, and it's not on any paperwork that they're undocumented immigrants. They're called illegal aliens. Now, hold on. We're going to get back to this. Keep it at this. It's at 1 minute and 10 seconds. Go to what he said. Just what he said out of his own mouth about the topic. Play the clip.
You are either for American citizens or you're for illegals. That is clear in his latest tweet. He's one of the most well-known faces when it comes to the crackdown on illegal immigrants in America. So what does the sheriff, Joe Arpaio, think about children being taken from the parents? But illegal immigrants aren't your enemy either. They're just not coming in the country the right way.
Somebody explain to me how you all juiced up over this now, but you were just saying the same thing a long time ago. How long ago? Because I saw that clip go back to about 2018, 2020. That's like 5 years ago. And everybody I know say illegal aliens. the president, all the Congress members. They didn't change the statute. There was no executive order to change the language in the U.S. Code. They didn't change nothing. Now listen to him. Hold on. You see how he coming at Scott Jennings? Scott Jennings is a nice guy. Chris Cuomo, you think you a tough guy? You want to be tough? You ain't tough. Who are you to talk to Scott Jennings like that? You will never talk to me like that, will you? You got dog right you won't. Mister, I'm a tough guy. I'm a tough guy. You better pipe down talking about Scott Jennings. That's my homeboy. You want to be tough? I'll be tough for Scott Jennings against you. Let it finish. Roll it.
That's why. They changed the vernacular, and you know it. But that's not the point. The point is, how are you going to do it? What are you going to do? What are you? You're a tough guy now, huh? I thought you were just supposed to be the simpering, but, open to conversation Trump defender. Of course, I remember you when you said he was like the worst thing in the world. But everything's convenience these days, right? It's getting you paid.
You too.
But be careful. If you want to be a tough guy, there are plenty of tough guys out there.
Oh, yeah.
You want to see how somebody can make you stop saying illegal? And then what are you going to do, sue? Tough guy. How are you going to enforce that? So if somebody beats your ass because you're being rude and disrespectful and causing division in this country that's causing distress and pain all over the streets and making people want to hurt one another.
Are you going to do it, Mr. Cuomo? Are you going to be the one to tell him to stop? Are you going to be the tough guy? You think when you see Scott Jennings, you're going to confront Scott Jennings? Is that your plan? I'll put it all over the internet. You won't confront Scott Jennings if I'm with Scott Jennings, will you? No, you will not. Quit acting like you a tough guy. Just get on the news and say what you got to say. That kid is the one that told Scott Jennings he can't say something. That kid is trying to be a tough guy. Who are you to tell somebody what they can and cannot say? He told Scott Jennings he can't talk about certain things. Scott Jennings didn't say nothing to the guy. And he's going to approach Scott Jennings, his elder, and act like he bossing up on Scott Jennings. He said, well, how are you going to make me somehow stop saying what is in the book? Roll the clip.
If you really want to be a part of that, as the expression goes, FAFO, don't be a tough guy. Make tough points. But remember to be decent. You're not a tough guy, okay? You're a guy with slick to the side hair, a slick tongue, and everybody knows what you're doing. Don't be a tough guy. Not you.
This guy is telling Scott Jennings not to be a tough guy while he's on a video, look like he hit some crack or something. Look at his hair. Bro, what you was doing before this? He got a little sweat on his shoulder. What were you doing before you made this video? And then you on here telling, it's crazy to me that you're telling Scott Jennings not to be a tough guy and you trying to be a tough guy against Scott Jennings. You telling him don't bully the young guy, but you trying to bully Scott Jennings. Cuomo, I thought you were cool. What happened, bruh? Was that the last clip of Chris Cuomo? And y'all know I don't like to do this. I don't like to have beef with people and whatever. Chris Cuomo, I was supposed to go on this show one of these times. I still go on this show and tell him on his show that you ain't a tough guy. It's funny, it's levels to this stuff. Like Scott Jennings never presented himself as a tough guy. And Cuomo, don't you try to start being a tough guy. Because there's guys out here tougher than you. There's guys out here that did damage for a living. There's guys out here that carry the gun for a living. There's guys out here they put their hands on people. Some of the craziest criminals in the country that you have to force into handcuffs. Huh? Guys out here that have to make their mind up if they got to take somebody's life or not on a day-to-day basis. Don't you be a tough guy. And I'm telling you what, I'm not trying to be a tough guy. I just don't like you trying to talk to Scott Jennings like that because he's a nice guy. He never come across trying to be tough guy. He just told a young man that was being disrespectful and not honoring the platform and trying to boss up on Scott Jennings like he gonna make Scott Jennings stop talking and stop using verbiage and language that's in the book. I don't like guys trying to bully other guys. Just stay in your lane, gangster. You doing YouTube and a talk show. What make you like? Hold on, he said something. Did we miss a clip somewhere? Because he said something real crazy about that kid was right. Maybe it was in that original clip that I cut, but he tried to say that kid was right about Donald Trump. That kid is a stewhead, a little soy boy beta that tried to boss up and act like Donald Trump is this Gestapo, Gestapo or whatever you call it. Stop being that way. I thought you were cool, man. Why everybody changing up, man? I feel like everybody trying to find their identity. One thing about B. Tatum is that I've been doing this and I've been the same since I came on the platform. I don't have to change because I genuinely express the things that I believe. I haven't changed on Donald Trump one time. There were some things that I don't like that he do every now and again, and I call it out. But like, I'm not gonna somehow one day say I like Trump and I'm a supporter, and one day I say that he shouldn't even never be the president or something. There's not one day that I'm saying I love America and the next day I'm not invested in America's best interests. And let me finish the show with this. For all you wusses out there, our country is number one. We are number one. We come before you. I'm an American first. We come before Canada. We come before Greenland. We come before Israel. We come before any European country. We come before the African continent. We come before anywhere in Asia. You could add China in there. You could add Taiwan in there. You could anywhere you want to pick on the mother freaking planet. America come first, and if you got a problem with it, we'll take your country. What you want to do then? The little coward in Canada. Donald Trump. We'll take your whole country. We trying to be nice to you. Y'all ain't built like that. Quit playing with us. Y'all not built. Canadians ain't built like that. Y'all don't have a chance against the American military. Who's smoking crack and lying to y'all? Y'all need to get that state-run media is tricking y'all. Do you know how bad to the bone our military is? We will sweep your country in, 45 minutes. Quit playing. Y'all the size of a state. And y'all wussies. Y'all don't even have no guns. We'll come and clean that place up like a nanny. What you want to do? Quit playing with us. They over in Greenland talking about they don't want to get taken. We'll take that country in 45 seconds. And we'll clean it out if you want to play. And ain't nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. Greenland, if Donald Trump decides today, we want your country and we don't want nobody on it, what you gonna do? What's the UN gonna do? We the one keeping y'all alive. You want to play? We'll take y'all country too. Quit lying to yourself. That dude, it was a dude at Davos talking about they don't need America, that they can defend themselves without America. Come on. Let's try that out. Let's give y'all a 45-day trial. We don't help you with technology or nothing. Go do it on your own. Y'all ain't built like America. America has grit. We left messing with y'all a long time ago because y'all wusses. Yeah, we do shady stuff in this country. So what? You better not say nothing about it. I can say something about it. You better not say nothing. It's like my family do something, my mama do something crazy. I can talk about my mama. You better not talk about my mama. America and Afghanistan, Iraq. I can say it's wrong. You better act like everything went well. Don't you say nothing about my country. I'm just saying, man, I'm tired of like these weak, like these leftists out here. They soft as marshmallows. And they up here trying to act tough. We'll clean it out, man. Like when I was on UC Davis campus. Man, I could have whooped all those people by myself. The little numb. I can smell the wuss in the air. I'm like, they ain't about no drama. Little non-binary on that bike. I'm a girl. You ain't not a match for me. I did a little shove like this because they were encroaching on our people. I just said, get back. Homeboy flipped and flopped like a action figure. I just had to say to get that out of my chest, y'all. Don't get mad at me. Quit playing with America. You see what we did in Venezuela? Did you hear the reports of how the Delta Force came in there with 20 guys and clean house? They couldn't even detect what we were doing. We got technology and weapons making you throw up on the side and vomit and get dizzy and have vertigo. Don't play with us, man. It's United States, man. Don't play with us, man. I'm done. I'm done with my rant. Don't play with us. You know what I'm saying? We'll come take your whole country and your pride at the same time in 45 minutes or less. All right, I love you guys. Make sure you follow me. And thank y'all for the viewers that are watching. Thank y'all for supporting the show. Come back and watch every day. We're here every day. We start around noon. Hey, look, I'm black, okay? I'm my own time. I'm on color people time. That means I start when I show up to this thing. I'm just trying to show up at this time period. Can y'all work with me? All right? At least I'm trying. Pray for me. I'm going to show up around this time. I'm going to keep you on your toes. So around this time, we start every day, and Monday through Friday. And I love you guys for those who support me. Y'all been watching me forever. You know that's how I roll. All right? Make sure you go on to Verdict Reserve Spirits. We having a competition right now of whose bourbon is going to outdo the other one. I'm joking. We had both. We created both the bourbons. Hold on. Hold on a second. All right, there you go. I had the website, the freaking test site up. I had to put a code in. But anyway, just so you know, for those of you who are just now joining in, I appreciate all the people who have gotten Verdict already, because a ton of y'all have gotten Verdict. I mean, so many people, my head is spinning. And you will not be disappointed. The best bourbon I've ever tasted. If it wasn't the best bourbon I ever tasted, I would not waste my time, effort, energy, and investment into starting a bourbon. Best bourbon on the market. Are you a guilty or not guilty type person? I'm more of I do both, right? Sometimes I'm feeling guilty. Sometimes I'm feeling not guilty. But make sure if you're interested, it's available for pre-order right now. You can also read the story of how we developed Verdict. It's listed right here. It's also on the back of our bottles. But go on to Verdict Reserve Spirits, pre-order today. When you get the checkout, if you get both, we got free shipping for you. If you get the case, we got free shipping for you. And also, if you have any issues, just message us on customer service. Let us know. God bless America. Make sure you follow me on Freedom Chat. Me and the CEO of Freedom Chat had a discussion. We did a podcast the other day. You guys don't want to miss it. We did another podcast of the first Freedom Chat. Sit down where we communicate and tell stories about or get you to know people that you may not necessarily know about, and then have a discussion whether we disagree or agree. You don't want to miss that either. Follow me on all social media platforms, podcast network, everything, The Officer Tatum or The Officer Tatum Show. I love you guys. You can also get one of these shirts at tatumstore.com. I'll see y'all tomorrow around noon. I'm out.
Officer Tatum.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. I'm a proud American from my birth to the grave. 47's the top, took a bullet for all. Didn't flinch, didn't run, still they answer the call. And we say, be tight, be tight, be tight. Officer Tatum Show. Be tight, be tight, be tight. Officer Tatum Show.
I'm gonna come.